Reacher stars new Netflix medical drama debuts with solid Rotten Tomatoes score, but 2025's breakout doctor show still has it beat. Willa Fitzgerald has been on a roll since her turn as Roscoe Coughlin in the first season of the Prime Video hit Reacher. She followed that up by reuniting with Reacher co-star Malcolm Goodwin for the flashback scenes of Mike Flanagan's hit horror limited series The Fall of the House of Usher. However, her true breakout role came when she starred as the lead of the J.T. Mullner thriller film Strange Darling opposite Kyle Gallner. Fitzgerald is now turning to medical dramas, playing a central character in a new Netflix series at a time when the genre is enjoying a bit of an upswing. St. Denis Medical and Doc have done well on broadcast television, both renewed for Season 2. The Pit is likewise renewed for a second season on the Max streaming service, riding a wave of audience investment and an approval of 97% on Rotten Tomatoes based on 57 reviews. Pulse has a solid debut on RT. Pulse debuted in early April on Netflix. The story focuses on the staff of Miami's busiest Level 1 trauma center, just as a hurricane threatens everyone's safety. Third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims Fitzgerald is in the crosshairs, unexpectedly promoted after the popular chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips' Colin Woodall is suspended. The series hails from creator Zoe Robin, who executive produces with Liest veteran Carlton Cuse. Pulse has debuted to a solid but mixed reaction on Rotten Tomatoes, currently coming in at 60% based on 10 reviews. 6 reviews lean positive and 4 lean negative, with a score that breaks down to an average of 6. 0 by 10. Those numbers are poised to fluctuate as more reviews are added. For now, however, the reviews are mixed. Some point out that Netflix has released an exceptional procedural. Others are far less impressed, dinging the show's unimpressive visuals and arguing that it's an inferior take on Grey's Anatomy. While the show's response is far from universally positive, the actors on the show have garnered praise. The cast of Pulse also includes Justina Machado, Jack Bannon, Jesse T, Usher, Daniela Nieves, and Chelsea Muirhead, with familiar faces like Jessica Roth, Happy Death Day, and Nestor Carbonell Bates Motel recurring. It could still grow into something better, provided there's enough viewership to pave the way for a renewal. April 2025's most unexpected medical drama newcomer is Pulse, headlined by Reacher star Alan Ritchson via Willa Fitzgerald and Colin Woodall. Premiering on Netflix, the series launched with a solid but not spectacular 48% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Not bad, just not enough to unseat the current breakout champ of 2025's hospital-centric drama landscape, Fox's Doc. Meet the cast and premise. Starring Willa Fitzgerald, Scream TV, and Colin Woodall, the flight attendant, Pulse follows the high-stakes dynamic between an emergency medicine chief resident Woodall and the impulsive, brash third-yearer Dr. Fitzgerald at Miami's McGuire Hospital. Rounding out the ensemble are Jesse T, Usher, Justina Machado, Jack Bannon, and more, each wrestling with personal demons and professional dramas in the shadow of a hurricane and a major Hashmet-2 storyline. Netflix billed Pulse as its first in-house English-language medical procedural. It's written by Zoe Robin and Carlton Cuse and set in the dramatic context of a trauma center simultaneously grappling with severe weather and workplace misconduct. So, what's the word on Rotten Tomatoes? At launch, Pulse earned 48% on the Tomatometer based on 27 reviews, with an average critic rating of 5/10. Critics noted that while the photography and acting were solid, the show leans heavily into well-worn tropes, heroics, romantic entanglements, Hashmet-2 controversies, and struggles to integrate them in a satisfying way. Example criticisms. Variety described its narrative as poorly formatted, and at least one reviewer observed that its Hashmet-2 arc felt underdeveloped. That 48% places Pulse firmly in the mixed reviews territory, not panned, but not critically adored either. But 2025's breakout medical drama? That'd be Doc. Enter Fox's Doc, launched January 7, 2025, starring Molly Parker as Dr. Amy Larson, whose memory loss from a car accident sets her on a transformative journey both personally and professionally. What gives Doc the edge? Its lead narrative, a chief physician grappling with amnesia, adds rare emotional depth and structural intrigue. Critics responded well, Early Rotten Tomatoes reaction, not yet quantified publicly, coupled with Fox's decision to renew it for a 22-episode Season 2 in February 2025, suggests strong faith in the show's staying power. Its balance of medical suspense and character study, plus Parker's nuanced performance, gives it a richer texture than the trendy but messy Pulse. Why Pulse debuted respectably? Netflix got a few things right. 1. Talent. A plus, casting Woodall, Fitzgerald, Machado kept the performances uniformly strong. 2. Production quality, tight editing, polished cinematography, slick pacing. 3. Topical storylines. The show tackles topical issues, sexual misconduct, trauma, natural disaster response. Even when critics weren't wowed, many applauded the intent. But even a relatively high production value couldn't completely camouflage its formulaic structure. As Variety noted, Pulse checks every box, yet lacks the cohesion to make all those boxes resonate together. Comparing Pulse versus Doc. Feature Pulse Netflix Doc Fox. Premiere April 3rd, January 7th, 2025. Rotten Tomatoes 48% critic approval, AVG rating 5/10 renewed early. Critical consensus positive. Core compelling arc hurricane-era hospital drama plus #Me2 subplot memory loss, redemption narrative. Reception mixed, praised for quality, criticized for lack of depth strong. Renewal speaks to audience/critical support. Pulse brings spectacle and relevance, but suffers from narrative overload. Doc wins on emotional richness, originality, and standout performances. Where Pulse could and should improve: tighten narrative focus, prioritize key arcs, the workforce misconduct or the emergency response story, and commit to exploring them in depth. Deepen character backstory, let viewers into residents' histories, not just their crises of the week. Distinguish stylistically, establish a unique voice or visual tone. Right now, it risks blending in with the spectrum of post-Grey's influenced medical shows. The big picture, 2025's medical drama landscape. The genre is riding high in 2025. Doc has set a tone for character-led, emotionally driven storytelling. Dr. Odyssey ABC, 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, offers light, cruise ship escapism, mid-tier fare with solid appeal. NBC's long-running Grey's Anatomy continues to hum along, but demand for fresh premises is growing. Pulse arrives with ambition. Netflix is clearly testing the waters for a new procedural franchise. Final prescription. Pulse is undeniably polished, good cast, good setup, good intentions. But its 48% score on Rotten Tomatoes shows that intention can't replace innovation. Meanwhile, Doc is already being heralded as 2025's breakout, renewed early, praised for emotional beats and a compelling arc. If you're craving hospital drama with authentic heart, start with Doc. But if you're ready to engage with topical tension, procedural twists, and cliffhanger scenes, Netflix's Pulse is worth a look. Here's hoping Pulse finds sharper focus in Season 2, because it's built on a strong foundation with real franchise potential. Tell Doc. Netflix's Pulse, featuring Reacher Alan Ritchson, lands a 48% Rotten Tomatoes critic rating out of the gate, solid production, mixed execution. Fox's Doc, however, with its poignant amnesia-led storyline and early renewal, has already emerged as the definitive breakout medical drama of 2025. Meanwhile, Doc is already being heralded as 2025's breakout, renewed early, praised for emotional beats and a compelling arc. If you're craving hospital drama with authentic heart, start with Doc. But if